Hey everybody, this is Mike Venus and I'm back. And I was asked to break down this track. I posted it yesterday. It's a beat I made. Um, excuse me if I seem kind of like sluggish. I'm dealing with some issues in my body, but I'm gonna get this done. So keep my word. So basically, this is a simple track. Um, and this is kind of gonna go into my workflow with the Foece. Track one is a key group. Now, in this key group of track one, right, we're gonna go into the actual key group program. And this is why I said, like, key groups to me is like, it's the secret sauce, right? Because it's like a lot of people sleep on it, but those who know about it, they really doing some stuff. So basically, a key group is a sample based instrument that you can basically bring in any type of loop, one shot, whatever, audio, bring it in, and what it will do, it will set up, let's see if I can get the keyboard. It will spread that sample across all 88 keys, right? So imagine having a keyboard, how they used to do back in the day, and some samplers had it where you bring the sample in and you can pitch it, your samples, according to the notes on the keys, right? The lower you go, the darker the sound is. Right? And then the higher you go, the more, faster it plays. Right? Because it's moving faster, right? So with this, you can do this as a key group. So basically you can set the range however, broad you want it to be. It could be literally on one key or it could be over many keys. And in each key group, in one key group track or program, you can have up to 128. So you can get really fancy with it. So on this instrument, I made this one. I got the layers played to velocity, so they're velocity sensitive. You know, and also I have it set to note on, which is similar to like how you would play on a keyboard, right? Compared to one shot. I could play it like that if I want. Or note off is basically once I take my hand off, it plays. Right? But I got it on note on, right? And I can have the cycle. Let's put one shot. Go through the different layers, right? So the next part of that is just like the sampler. And what I did, I made 4 separate layers, right? For each key group within the key group program, you can put up to 4 layers of samples, right? And I can have it set any kind of way each individually based off if I want one to be in reverse, to loop, etc. You can tune it up or down however you like, right? You push this button again on sample or sample on the screen, it switches to a different settings. Now this is where I created this multi-layered instrument, right? I put my 4 samples, which all these samples are basically one notes played from different plugins within the Akai Foece. So this isn't from external gear or VSTs from a computer. This is straight from the Foece. And what I did, I mixed them according to the volumes I want it to sound like, and I pan it, right? You can offset it. You can do a lot of different things to it, right? Then I went to the envelope, right? So for each key group, it has its own ADSR, right? Attack, decay, sustain, and release. The attack is how fast the sound will come in when played, right? I have it kind of like a pad. So I have the attack in some, and I have the release out some, so that once I take my hands off, it's still got a tail. If I had it all the way to 0, it will stop immediately when I take my hands off. Sustain is the same, decay. Then you have, for each key group, you have a filter that you can put on it. You can adjust the cutoff. You can adjust how the filter will react to the sound. Will the filter immediately affect the sound, or would it affect coming in? So you can adjust that. And then you have pitch, envelope. So you can get really creative with this. You can add a low pass filter, different ones. I personally like the sample and hold, but I didn't put one on this instrument. And then this also is gonna go into the 808 slides. I'm gonna show that. This is a new feature they added with the latest update, the 3.1 update. They added a paramental glide and all that on there. And you can pitch it and do all that. It's crazy. And then for each key group, you can add 4 effects per key group within the key group program. You can add 4 effects to the actual full-on program. And if you shift it to a sub-mix, you can add an additional 4 effects. So you can get really creative with this, right? So that's just the instrument I made, right? For the main part. Then I have my kick, snare, and hats on key groups as well. The reason why I do it like this is, once again, you can try it out for yourself. I'm not telling you what to do, but I hear a total difference whenever I play all my beats within the same key and on the same scale, right? Same thing. The higher you go, the faster the sample plays. You know, the shorter it gets and the pitchier it gets, the lower you get, longer it plays, the deeper the pitch, right? Same things, right? Snare, hi-hat. Now here is the secret sauce. This is the bass, right? So when you want to get those slides, right? This is what you do. You set your key group, you put a bass sample in there. You can either pull one from a sample library, like a one-shot. It just has to be a sample, because this is a sample-based instrument, right? So you set it to mono, right? And you set it to note on, so it's just like playing an instrument, right? Right? You go to sample, you place the sample in, right? I don't touch nothing. I just pick a very aggressive sounding 808, right? I don't change anything. Now this is where it's very vital. You go to the envelope, right? The attack, decay, sustain. You set the attack, decay, and release to 0. And you put the sustain all the way up, right? So it should look like this, like a box, right? Then you go to the paramental settings, right? I put it around, on this one I put it on 22. It's usually between 20 and 25 I find to be somewhat the sweet spot, and I put on legato, right? Now I'm gonna go to the clip so I can show you how it looks. Now, when you're doing your slides, right? And the best way to really learn how to do the slides is to watch tutorials of people using it in FL that make drill and use these slide techniques, because that's the best way I was able to interpret and translate what they did on their doll into the Foece the best that I can, right? So, you know, whenever you want to slide, right, you set the length of the note like this, and then you pick a note, not too long, but it can be smaller, up above it, and maybe an octave. I wouldn't go 2 octaves. I've been trying it out with 2 octaves. It get kind of funny sounding. Maybe an octave up. I'm still adjusting to find where the sweet spot on that, but I'm getting better. I'm finding that my 808s are sounding way better. And you basically pick a note, right? And you get this type of sound. Right? Right? So it's not really hard, and honestly, it is easier to create these 808 glides, right, in the Akai Foece than on the MPC. The MPC, I do not like the piano roll. I do not draw these in. I use the step sequencer on the Foece. I go to lanes mode, which will look like this, right? I hold down step sequence button, and I pick quarter notes, right? What that's gonna do is basically give me these little steps, right? And then when I want to make my glides, right, I go to 1/8. And basically that will fall like on the second. So now that the division is chopped up in 1/8, this is the first half of a bar, this is the second half of the bar, right? And etc. And usually, I'm being, right now, you know, I'm experimenting, but typically when these guys make the drill beat and they put their 808s, they typically put it on the latter part of beat 4 or beat 8, right? Not usually on the 2 and the 6, because it's just, that usually be too busy, you know, if you're making a beat more for rappers, right? And anybody that watched the Kanye West or that video when I was critiquing City of Gods, I didn't know Kanye West was producing City of Gods, but it made sense because he was kind of doing the same thing. He put a lot of glides everywhere. It seemed like every 2 bars, there was a ton of glides. And when you really listen and study the music, the glides they're there, but they're not crazily frequent. They're pretty put in certain spots. Like I said, usually if you got a 4-bar loop, it's on the 4th bar where you're gonna slap your slides. If you make it double that up, it's on the 8. So it's very simple, very easy. And yeah, because I was asked to break down this track. So basically, I'm still working on getting the arrangement down with the drill beats. So basically, I always start out the track with the loop, 8 bars. I put halftime on it, right? Well, I got that on the sub mix. Right? I put halftime on it. On this one, I got halftime, and then, you know, you play with the parameters or however you like it. I would suggest studying the halftime plugin video to kind of understand how it works. Akai assumes that people use these things. For some people who don't use it, it's kind of like, where's the video? You gotta kind of look and find the shit out. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, move to a pattern. I got my hats, right? Then this pattern got the 808 snare, right? have a pattern with my kick. Right, now on my kicks, I tend to add more kicks. But like I said, these beats more or less, it's just beats. They're not, I haven't made beats for a rapper to spit on. If I was, I'll be more restricting when it comes to how many 808 glides I throw in there, and really not flooding up the space with kicks. You know, I like kicks. That might be my thing that I like to do, but I know if I'm going to make a beat for a rapper to rap on, I'm not going to over flood it with kicks. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it. You know, then you add your little mutes and stuff. Right? So hopefully this was helpful. Sorry if it's long. And like I said, I can kind of do another video kind of going more and how to, you know, get that 808 feel and stuff like that. So with that, y'all be blessed. It's Mike Venus. Subscribe, share, follow, right, and like, and leave a comment because I like to respond to comments. And y'all have a blessed day. Mike out.